guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Hallie. I'm so happy that you're here. Today we're going to be doing our first monthly bookish reset of the year. So if you've missed my previous explanation on what I want these videos to be every single month, I think I'm going to replace my monthly TBR videos with these bookish reset videos instead. And what I would like to do is every single month I would like to do my monthly reading journal with you guys. So fill out all the spreads, give you an update on things that I've added to the journal, what everything looks like for each month, all of that stuff, because I love doing my reading journal and I love sharing it with you guys. So that's one thing that we will do every single month. I also would like to take you guys along with me reorganizing the books into the shelves that I read the previous month and pulling out books that I want to have on my soft TBR. It's essentially just going to be like a TBR for each month, but not one that I necessarily need to hardcore stick to. It's more just going to be books that I think sound good, books that I'm currently in the mood for and think that I'll want to read throughout the month, just to give myself a general idea of books on my shelves that I think I want to read soon. So we'll put the books back, pull those books out, get everything reset on that end, and then we'll go over the books that I'm looking forward to reading. So just like things like that, every single month, just different bookish things that I want to get done and reset before the next month starts. And specifically in this video too, I'm going to be going over the 25 books that I want to read in 2025, as well as my February TBR. So my yearly TBR, like books that I want to read as a whole throughout the entire course of this year, because I never made that video and I just want to talk about some of the books that I'm really excited to get to this year, because there are so many that I think I'm going to love this year, but then also books that I think that I'm going to want to read in the month of February. So to get started, the first thing that we're going to do is work on my reading journal, and I actually was working on my reading journal last night, so I will insert the clips here of me filling a bunch of stuff in last night, and then we'll meet back here to talk about what I filled out last night. Okay, so last night, to give you guys an overview of the finished spreads, the first thing that I did was add these stickers to my Goodreads reading goal page. Essentially, I have a yearly goal on Goodreads to read 75 books this year, and every single time I finish a book, I add one sticker. And then eventually, once I reach my goal, the entire page will be covered in stickers, which will be so satisfying. The next page that I filled out was my 2025 physical TBR page. So for this book, I have the exact amount of books that started out on my 2025 physical TBR. So this does not include books that I buy throughout the year. These are just like all the books that I owned going into 2025, because one of my priorities for the year is to read, not all, because I don't think that's possible, and by don't think, I know that's not possible for me, but I would like to get through majority of my physical TBR, just a very large portion of my physical TBR. So I put this here to remind me, and also to encourage me to get through more books on my physical TBR, because I think it will be very motivating to see how many books I'm getting through. So every single month, I'm just going to come here and color in one book for every book that I read that month that was on my 2025 physical TBR. So for the month of January, we read 4 books on my physical TBR, which honestly is not good. I read 10 books total in January, so that means that was only 40% of the books that I read in January were on my physical TBR, which is so crazy because I literally thought I was doing good. And then I went to fill this out and I was like, oh, it's only 4. That's not good. The next page that I have here is my 25 books for 2025. I'm going to go over these books a little bit later, but this is just the page that I made. And then as I read the books, I will put probably like one of the star stickers on the book cover. And then eventually the goal is to have read all of these by the end of the year. So very excited for that. I then have this book bingo page, which I did this last year and it was honestly so much fun. Last year I did a video where I was like playing bookish bingo. So let me know if you guys would want to see that video again at some point this year. But yeah, on this side we have the prompts, and then on this side I have a place to put the covers. I know a lot of people just put the covers on top of the prompt. I like to do it this way because then I can look and see like which book I read for which prompt. I just like that better. If you're interested in the prompts that I did, I have a book with a pink cover, a 5-star read, a book that was over 500 pages, a book with an LGBTQ plus main character, a reread, a BIPOC book, complete a series, read a new release, read a book in one day, enemies to lovers, book talk made me read it, a library book, free space, a book with a red cover, a fantasy book, a book that made me cry, a book by a black author, read a book on my shelf, book with a one-word title, a book with a love triangle, a fiction book, a book that made me laugh, a book with a blue cover, a book with neurodivergent representation, and then a book from a new to me author. So I feel like these are such good prompts. I found all these prompts from Pinterest as well as the inspiration for this page. But yeah, super excited about that. Okay, the next page I'm so excited for. So this is like honestly a really simple page, but I love the way it came out. So this is a TBR dice game. I thought it would be so fun to do some videos this year where the TBR dice game picks my reads. Essentially, it's like very self-explanatory. I have some pink dice and I'm going to roll 2 of them, and say I get a 3 and a 5, I would go 3 over and then 5 down, and if we were playing, I would have to pick a book with brown on the cover. So I don't know, I think it would be so fun and interesting to do that for a video. After that, I have my series tracker. Again, I got the inspiration for this page straight off of Pinterest. I like this so much better than the way I did it last year. As you can see, I chronically start series. Like most of these are only like 1 or 2 books into the series, which is humbling to see all on one page. So the goal is to try and get a bunch of these filled out throughout the course of this year. Let me know if you guys would want to see one of those videos where I do like every series I'm in the middle of, and if I'm planning on continuing them or whatever it is. Let me know if you'd want to see that. After that, I have this page, which is the monthly number of books read. So like for January, I read 10 books, so I put a stack of 10 books, and then every single month there'll be different colors, and then at the end of the year we'll have all the stacks of books. I just thought it would be cute to do that, so I did that. And then right next to it, I have a monthly favorites page. This is just a page to put my favorite book of every month and have them all just together on one page. I thought it would be really satisfying at the end of the year to see like what my 12 favorite books of the year were. After that, kind of going along with like the favorite book theme, we have my 2025 book bracket. I did do one of these for 2024 as well. It honestly is so hard once you get down to like these lower ones. You have to start choosing between the books. But essentially the way that it works is like these 2 books will compete against each other and go here. These 2 books will compete against each other and go here. These 2 books will compete and go here. And then these 2 books will compete here. These 2 books will compete and go here. Then these 2 books will compete and go here. And then these 2 books will compete and we will have our favorite book of the year at the end of the year. So I love doing this. I think it's so much fun, and I'm so excited to see what my favorite book of 2025 ends up being. After that, we have my DNF dump page, which I didn't make in this video. I made that in a previous page, but I just think she deserves an honorable mention because I love this. And Mark had the idea to leave space behind the trash bags so that whenever I DNF a book, I can actually put it into the trash bags, which is genius and so cute. This is honestly one of my favorite pages. Even though it's so simple, I think I'm gonna have to do a glittery DNF dump every single year in my reading journal because this is just so cute. I love it. After that, I have my 2025 books read page. This is just the page where you have like a mini book inside of the journal, and I literally just put all the book covers and then what I rated them underneath, and that's it. It's just so satisfying at the end of the year to flip through this little mini book and see what I read. I try to put them in order of like when I read them. That way, as I'm looking through, I'm like kind of going in order throughout the year. But yeah, that is that page. And that is the last yearly spread that I have. So self-explanatory spreads that will go throughout the entire year. So then I have this title page to kind of separate the yearly spreads from the monthly spreads, which I think is so cute. It's always fun to do a title page because you can literally just put whatever on there. So this is just a title page. And then after that, we go into the month of January. So this is the January title page. I think it came out so cute and so fun. I always like to do disco balls for January because it just makes sense because of New Year's, obviously. And then after that, I have my January TBR. So these were books that I was hoping to get to in January, as well as me and my friend James decided this year we're going to do one book every single month to buddy read together. For January, we picked People We Meet on Vacation, which I'm ashamed to say I still have not finished. James, if you see this, I'm so sorry. But I am planning on finishing it, don't worry. But yeah, so we have that on this side, and then on this side we have the books read page. I don't love the way that this came out. I really like the TBR page. I don't love the way that this came out, so I'll probably do it a little bit different next month. And then the last thing that I got done last night was I did my YouTube video page. I always like to include a page in my reading journal for every month to just like put the thumbnails from all the videos that I posted, because I feel like it's fun to look through at the end of the year and just see like what I was up to on YouTube that month. So that was all I got done last night. I have 2 more pages left to get done in my reading journal still. One is just my monthly stats page, which if you watch my wrap up videos, you will know that's just things like my average rating and how many pages did I read, what genres did I read, what was my longest and shortest book of the month, and things like that. So I need to add that onto this page, and then I also am including a page every single month to put some of my favorite books and quotes from those books. So I already have like the book covers printed out for that. I just need to tape them in here and then go through and find some quotes that I want to add to this page. But yeah, that's all I have left to do. I'll probably do that in a little bit because I told the kids that I would take them to the park after I was done talking to the camera right now. So I am going to take a breaks and take them to the park for a little bit, but then I think tonight I'm going to finish those 2 little spreads. We will reset the shelves tonight, and then I will tell you guys about my 25 books to read in 2025 and also my February TBR. So I will see you guys then. Okay, I have pulled off a bunch of books that I want to put on my February soft TBR. Literally just by TBR, I'm just like changing the words so that I feel less pressure on myself. Also, another rule that I'm trying to do for the monthly TBRs is I'm trying to only pick books that are on my shelves. So this is kind of like a soft monthly physical TBR, if that makes sense. So starting off the TBR, I feel like it's only right to start with Tress of the Emerald Sea. This is going to be my monthly buddy read that I'm doing with James. So this will be the first Brandon Sanderson book that I finish. I did start, what is that called? I think it's called like The Frugal Wizard's Hand Guide to Surviving Medieval England or something like that. I can't see the title from here, but I never ended up finishing that one. It was super entertaining and cozy and good when I did start it, but I started it last fall. So I would definitely have to restart it at this point, I feel like, or at least go back a little bit to remember like what was even going on. So I'm really excited to read this one. I don't really know a lot about the premise. All I know about it is it was one of Brandon Sanderson's like secret projects, which is where he like will literally write an entire book in secret and then be like, surprise, here's a book, which that man writes like a madman. It's actually crazy. But yeah, so this was one of his secret projects and he wrote it for his wife, which I think is so cute. And I think that the main character is like based off of her or something like that. But yeah, literally all I know about this is it's like a pirate fantasy. I think like it takes place on seas. All I know about the female main character is that her life goal is literally just to travel to different islands and collect cute cups. Same, like actually same. That's so cute. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this month, and I think it's gonna be so fun to do it as a buddy read as well. So that is the first book on the monthly TBR. The next one that I have here is Binding 13. This has been on my TBR so many times, and I'm kind of so irritated because I have waited for so long to finally start this and get into this book and series. Tell me why, as soon as I finally decided to pick it up and start it and get into it, I see a TikTok and I'm pretty sure it spoiled something huge for me. I've been trying so hard to forget. Like, this is why I have put it off for months, because I had started reading it on Kindle like a couple of months ago, and then I was like really getting into it, starting to like it, and then a TikTok literally popped up on my feed, spoiled something I think huge, and so I've been waiting like months and months to pick it back up until I forget. At this point, when I think about what got spoiled, I remember what it said, but I don't remember about what character, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll go back into this and like hopefully it didn't actually get spoiled. I don't know, it just like, it was so irritating to like go so long without seeing spoilers, wait to be in the mood to read it, finally in the mood to read it, get into it, and then the biggest spoiler ever. And like the TikTok wasn't even labeled like spoiler warning, like it literally just popped up and it was like unavoidable, which I think is so, it's just so annoying. But anyway, Binding 13, I'm gonna try to finally get into it. So hopefully, I probably will read this on my Kindle though, because it's just like long. Like, you wouldn't think that this is a long book, but literally the pages are like Bible pages. So it's deceiving, you know? But yeah, that is the second book that I'm putting on the TBR. The next one that I have is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. First of all, look at this edition and the little art on the inside. So cute, so cute. So I've only read one Ali Hazelwood book before. It was well, I guess I have read A Christmas Novella, and that is what is bringing me here. But I read, what is it? Love Theoretically, like kind of towards the beginning of my reading journey. It was a while ago. I will say it was a long time ago. And at that time, I remember liking it, but it was very slow. Like the whole first half of the book, at least, I wasn't like super invested. So I think I rated it 4 point something, but I really want to give her another try. And a lot of people, whenever this came out, a lot of people were saying that it was one of her like spicier books, which I tend to really like spicy romances, like on the spicier side. I really like slow burn romances, but like sometimes I'm just in the mood for a spicy little romance book, and I feel like this is going to give that. I really want to read Deep End. However, I hate the edition that was released. I know a lot of people love it, which is, you know, totally fine. No hate on that. Just for some reason, the blue edges with the water, like I hate it so much. I don't know if it's something about the shade of blue or like, I don't know what it is about it. I don't like it. I did order the one, I'll put it up here. They did a special edition, which I like better. And from the synopsis of the book, I feel like it's going to be a really fun, spicy time. A lot of people who have read it already have said it's like super spicy and like different than her other books, which I'm like, so fun, so cute. I feel like, especially because I read so much fantasy, sometimes it's just like such a nice and fun little break to read like a romance that's just like super spicy. But anyway, I'm really excited to read that. But yeah, I want to read an Ali Hazelwood book, and I don't want to buy that paperback edition of, I keep wanting to call it Wet, because that's literally what she was gonna title it at first, which I think is absolutely crazy. Anyway, I really want to read Deep End, but I don't want to buy the paperback version because I think it's ugly, and I don't want to buy it on Kindle because I already bought the hardcover version. So to fill my Ali Hazelwood fix, I'm just going to put Not in Love on my monthly physical TBR shelf. Then we have Savor It by Tara DeWitt. This book I have been talking about since December. I'm so excited to read it. I feel like, and this is literally just me going off of a random feeling, like I don't really have a lot of information to back this, but for some reason I have a feeling that this is going to be a new addition to my favorite romance authors list. I don't know why I think that, I just have a feeling, and so I really want to read this. This is on Kindle Unlimited as well, so I'll probably read this on my Kindle. But yeah, that's literally all I have to say about it. I think that this is a second chance romance. Wait, is it? When her ex-town golden boy Ian suddenly gets engaged, Sage wants a win. Beating him in the Festival of Spoons, the town's annual summer competition, would be the perfect way to show everyone she's doing just fine. No pity necessary. She just needs a partner. Oh, so is it fake dating? I'm really excited to read this. After that, we have Powerless by Elsie Silver. I have actually started this a couple of times and then put it down just because I just was not fully in the mood for it. But I feel like I honestly am in the mood for it. I love Elsie Silver's books. None of them have been a 5-star for me yet, which is kind of surprising, but they've all been a really cute and fun time whenever I've read them. So I am really excited to give this one a try. I feel like the reason that I've kind of put off reading it whenever I'm not in the mood for it is because I feel like this is going to be one of my favorites in the series. Like, I feel like this could be the first 5-star for me in the series. So I really wanted to wait until I'm in the mood for it. Also, I've showed these before, but look at this cute page overlay. I have an overlay for each of the books in the series, and they're digitally signed. I think it's so cute, and the character art is just so good. So I'm planning on just using this as a bookmark throughout the book. That way, when I am reading the physical copy, I am reminded of what the characters look like, because that is just so cute. This is on Kindle Unlimited as well, so I probably, honestly, a lot of these are on Kindle Unlimited, like Binding 13, Savor It, this is on Kindle Unlimited, and multiple of these ones down here that I still have are all on Kindle Unlimited. When anyone asks me like, oh, is Kindle Unlimited even worth it? I'm like, if your reading taste is like mine, then yes, because so many of the books that I pick up to read are on Kindle Unlimited. Speaking of, the next one that I have is The Bridge Kingdom. I'm so excited to get into this. I didn't even realize that this was not a new series. Like, whenever I saw this in Target, I just was intrigued by the cover. I thought it was really cute. I just saw editions of this book somewhere that I thought were so cute so I want to read this and see if I like it, because if I do, I might get a different edition of it. But yeah, this is a adult fantasy. I don't remember what this one said it was about. A warrior princess trained in isolation. Laura is driven by two certainties. The first is that King Aaron of the Bridge Kingdom is her enemy, and the second is that she'll be the one to bring him to his knees. The only route through a storm-ravaged world, the Bridge Kingdom of Ithacana enriches itself and deprives its rivals, including Laura's homeland. So when she's sent there as a bride under the guise of peace, Laura is prepared to do whatever it takes to fracture its impenetrable defenses and the defenses of its king. Oh, okay, that sounds so good. I'm so excited to read this. I feel like I'm going to love this one. The next one that I have is Metal Singer by Rachel Schneider. This is one that I, again, started in December. I literally am I'm pretty sure I'm 70% through this on Kindle Unlimited. I just genuinely forgot I was reading it and never finished it. And then I was on my Kindle the other day and I saw it and I was like, hello, how did I just forget that I was reading this? So yeah, just need to hop back in there and finish that one. That's actually crazy that I made it that far and then just forgot about it. That's on ADHD. That's actually crazy. And then the last one that I have here is The Favorites by Lane Fargo. I did start this one last month. I sat down just to try it out and I made it 5 chapters in and I was very encapsulated by the story, which I'm surprised by. I thought I might get a little bit bored of this because it literally is a story about two kind of star-crossed famous ice skaters, but it's told in the format of a documentary where you're kind of going through the past leading up to their fame and building up a whole backstory, and you're interviewing a bunch of side characters documentary style where they're giving their input on this event that happened and this event that happened and oh, this led to this. So I didn't know how I would like that format. I don't think I've really read any book in that format yet, but so far I'm really liking this. Something about the way it's written is just very entertaining. It's not boring at all, or at least so far. I haven't really made it that far in. 5 chapters is only 27 pages, but I was really enjoying it so far, how far I did make it. Oh, and actually I forgot about 2. Obviously, I need to include Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. This is the Throne of Glass tandem read. I have the entire thing tabbed out and ready to read in tandem. I actually have already started this. I'm reading it with my sister. So I am currently 175 pages into Empire of Storms and 209 pages into Tower of Dawn. So far, I'm eating this up. I don't really understand why people hate on Tower of Dawn because I'm really enjoying it so far. I mean, Empire of Storms, I don't know, they both do have a lot going on. It's just like this book is following different characters, but I'm finding it just as entertaining, and I'm really enjoying the character growth in this book as well as this book. This book though, it does have me shook. Some of the things that have happened already, and I'm literally not that far in. So excited to get farther in those. But yes, this is my stack of February hopefuls, we'll call them. The two that I will read for sure are these two and Trust of the Emerald Sea, because that is my buddy read. But all these are books that I'm like really hoping that I will get to. So we will see. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe if you want to see me read any of these books, and hopefully I will get to them this month. Let me know if you've read any of these and like what your thoughts are. Non-spoiler, of course, but let me know if you have read any of these and if you liked them, if you didn't like them, all the things. But with that being said, the last thing that I wanted to talk about was my 25 books for 2025 list. I'm not going to go super into detail about these books. I just wanted to kind of tell you guys about the books that I have on my radar for this year, books that I'm really excited to start. So I'm just going to really quickly go through the 25 books that I picked for this year. So the first one that I picked is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm really excited to read this one. I feel like it's going to be really sweet and romantic and sentimental. I then have Once Upon a Broken Heart. I really wanted to get to this last year, but I never made it through the Caraval trilogy. Caraval was okay. I'm not like super obsessed, so I might just honestly audiobook Legendary and Finale just so I can read that trilogy and then get into Once Upon a Broken Heart, because really the only reason I'm reading the Caraval trilogy is because I want to read Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I can't read Once Upon a Broken Heart without reading Caraval. Like, I just mentally I have to. The next one that I have is The Poppy War. I'm so excited to try an R.F. Kuang book. I feel like when I first put The Poppy War on this list, I didn't really know much about what it was about, and then I was talking to my friend James about it, and he's like, yeah, it's just trauma. Straight up pain and trauma the entire time. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess it's kind of a crazy one to start with. But yeah, really excited to read that one. I then have Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, which that's so good that we have that on our list this month, because I think as long as I read like 2 to 3 of these every single month, I should be on track for the year. I mean, I guess I didn't read any of these in January though, so I need to like catch up from January. But anyway, after that we have The Unmaking of June Farrow. Again, I really think that I will like this one. I don't think I've really read any book with that type of vibe yet, so I'm really excited to read that one. I then have Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. I can't believe I'm going to be finishing the Throne of Glass series. Like, on one hand, it feels like I just started the series, but then on the other hand, it feels like we've been taking this journey and it's time for it to come to an end. I then have Daydream by Hannah Grace. This is the 3rd book in, I actually don't know what that series is called. It's just like a hockey romance. I have Babel, another R.F. Kuang book. I'm really excited to read that one. I have House of Earth and Blood. Want to start Crescent City this year. Honestly, I kind of want to finish Crescent City, so I'm just like fully caught up in the Sarah J. Maas world and I can start doing a reread of ACOTAR, but at the same time I'm like sad for like the Sarah J. Maas journey to be over in a sense. Like, I won't have anything new to read and it's kind of emotional, but we'll see. I then have Daisy Hates. I'm really excited to read Daisy Hates after finally finishing Magnolia Park, so I can like see the difference between the 2 books and the 2 vibes of the characters, because people usually say like you're either a Daisy Hates person or a Magnolia Parks person, so I'm excited to see which I like more, if I even have a preference and things like that. I have The Favorites by Lane Fargo. That's another one that I put on my monthly TBR. That's so funny. I literally forgot what was on this list and I'm like doing so good so far. I have Beach Read by Emily Henry. I have been kind of saving that one for last because it's like everyone's fan favorite, so like part of me just wants to like put that one off until the very end just in case it's my favorite out of all of them. I have Dance of Thieves. This is again another one that I've wanted to read forever. Savor It by Tara DeWitt. That's another one that I put on my monthly TBR. I'm literally doing so good. I have The Wedding People. I feel like this one's going to hit me emotionally as a person with depression. I feel like that one's gonna hit home. I have Long Live Evil. I'm very excited. Honestly, I'm gonna stop saying I'm excited because I'm so excited for all these books. I have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I cannot wait to read this one because I recently found out that the main character is neurodivergent, and I'm really trying to pick up more books with neurodivergent main characters. As a neurodivergent person myself, I am really excited to see that reflected in books. I've read one other book where the main character had ADHD and I was like, I feel so seen. I love this. I'm emotional, and it was literally only like in a few parts throughout the book. So I would like to find books books with more of that for me to read. I have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This is like a second chance romance, but with a divorced couple with kids, which I have not read that dynamic, and I'm really interested to read that because I feel like it's just gonna feel more mature and like more relatable because I'm obviously married with kids. I'm not like divorced. I'm actually very much in love, but relatable in the way that it's just like more mature, you know, like it's not like a college romance, you know what I'm saying? I have Binding 13, another one. I'm doing so good, you guys. That's like, I put 5 of these on my monthly TBR. I'm so good. After that, I have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I'm so excited to start the Red Rising series. I feel like I'm gonna love it because I realized that I really like sci-fi movies. I say that and literally all I'm talking about is like Star Trek and Star Wars. I think I'm gonna try and get Mark to read Red Rising and Poppy War with me, as well as Babel, if he will. From Blood and Ash, that's one that I've owned since I very first started reading. I'm really excited to read that one. The Bridge Kingdom, that's the other one that I put on my list. That makes it 5. I cannot believe I did that on accident. Kingdom of the Wicked. I'm so excited to try this because Bestie Tiffany, she read that and it's like one of her favorite books. And I had bought those forever ago and then I kind of forgot about them, but seeing her talk about them and like how much she loves them, it has made me want to read it and try it out again. So I'm really excited to try that one this year. Because of her, that has become a non-negotiable read for me this year. I have to try it out. Legendborn, this is one of James's favorite books, so he has made me want to try it out and it's been on my TBR shelf for forever. So I'm really excited to try that one. And then lastly, I have Big Fan. This is one of the, I think it's like 831 stories or something like that, but it's a new publishing company and they publish only romances and I think it's so cute. I love the cover designs for all of them. I think I'm really gonna like it. Those are my 25 books that I want to read in 2025. We did the reading journal, we updated the bookshelves, we put the books back, we took the books out. We know what my soft TBR is for the month. So now we are ready to get into the reading and the content creation for this month. I know that this video is coming out a little bit late, so thank you for bearing with me. We got kind of a late start to the year, but we're still pushing through and getting there. So if you guys enjoyed this style of video, let me know if you like the vibes of the monthly bookish reset. I feel like it's just a really chillax vibe and I love that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe if you're not already so you don't miss future content from me. And that's all I have for today. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!